All right, Stormy, that's quite enough now. I don't really think anyone really needs any more snowstorms now. I don't really think anyone really needs any more ice storms. Winter's about over. Oh, at least for the northern, the western side of the world, the southern side of the world, I get to do it. You see, a lot of folks might think that that winter only happens in the northern slight of the world, but hey, it happens in the south slight of the world. So guess what, Rainbow Bright? When folks in North and South Finland and even land, and I guess maybe he's in the Middle East or the East, are having passes for what they have spring and summer. The folks, I guess, unless you live in dark land, I don't know, you know, but folks who live in the southern land in New Zealand, they get winter. So yeah, I going to winter the fuck out of them. Storming, God chose you to be a weather worker because He believed that you would oversee all the weather. And you have to have some kindness when it comes to overseeing the weather, Stormy. But come on, how many more snowstorms do you really have to do? I mean, yeah, come on. It's going to be the Friedif month, and that's really when winter's done for this side of the world. Yeah, and then I got to go do winter for the other side of the world. You know? I don't know how many more windstorms folks need. I don't know how many windstorms folks need, or ice storms, or snowstorms, or gales, or twisters. You don't understand it. I do weather, all right? I don't do evil with the weather. God says we gotta have a snowstorm, so I gotta make a snowstorm. But I have no sway over Lucifer making that snowstorm become bad, or that rainstorm becoming bad, or that ice storm becoming bad, or that windstorm becoming bad, or that becoming a gale or a twister or whatever. You understand, Rainbow Bright. Yeah, I do. God entrusted me with the cast and beauty and brightness and light in the world. All right? But you don't see me overdoing it, you know? And it's not me who's doing it. It's God's working through me and with me to do it. All right? And at the end of the day, there are folks out there who don't like cast or beauty or light or brightness. And that would be like Merkwell Dismal, his friend Lurky, however they became friends, I don't know, and the Dark Alderling. And the King of Shadows, which you know that he truly didn't like cast beauty or brightness. I just think at the end of the day, Stormy, you need to cut back on that. Remember way back when we first met? I guess this would have been between 85 YL. Yeah, when you had to go to another world called Spectra, and you had to meet up with someone by the name of Chris to help him get his might that God and Jesus entrusted him for might, so you and him could beat the Dark Alderling, who was casting up Spectra, this world that the sun had to bounce its light off of to get to Earth and other worlds. And yes, we first met, and you told me that winter had to come to an end and spring and summer had to begin. Yeah, and as I recall back on that day, if I think back on that day, you told me no, it's still winter. You said, "Hey, let's have a race." You said, "Let's have a run." And if my horse can outbeat your horse, then it'll be winter all year round. And then we ran, you know what I mean? And then Starlight beat you, and that was the end of it. But, I know you're not truly evil, Stormy. I know you don't mean to frighten folks with the thunder and the lightning which comes with rainstorms. I know that. But a lot of folks don't really like, bad rainstorms or bad snowstorms to say, you know? Yeah, you understand where I'm coming from, Stormy. Yes, I do understand where you're coming from. Oh, but I don't think I get the same onlook that you get, Rainbow Brite. I don't think that I get that. I don't think a lot of folks onlook me the same way they onlook you. Stormy, I think a lot of folks out there do onlook you for being a weather worker. And I onlook you, and if we didn't have all kinds of weather, a lot of bad things would happen. So think about all the good that comes out of weather. Oh, oh. Well, I guess you're right about that. You're right about that. All right. Thank you for this talk, Rainbow Brite. Well, you're welcome, Stormy. You're welcome.